Hey guys, I know it's been about a month since I posted something. I apologize for that. Things have been crazy since we started back at the university. Just trying to get comfortable with everything. We're doing everything because of COVID in a totally different way. So I've been putting all my focus basically into all my classes and all my students. So that's why I have just not shot a video to let you guys know how I'm doing. I am still working out. Coach and I are doing virtual sessions. So we meet over Facebook and do it over Messenger. And I've still got the guns here. They're still here. So yeah, I'm doing everything just in a different way. But I've been super busy, and I just hadn't had a chance to sit down and actually shoot a video. I wanted to talk about my philosophy of teaching. I know that, like most of you know, if you've followed my channel for a while, that I do teach now. I'm a professor at a university, and so I've been doing this for about 3 years. I absolutely love it. Was a counselor before that, and just saw the need to be more of a teacher per se. So that's why I chose to go into the field. Wanted a little bit of a job change, and so here I am. And so, you know, it's interesting because I hang around, obviously, a lot of my colleagues who are professors or adjunct professors, have been doing it a long time, haven't been doing it a long time. And so it's kind of forced me to look at, like, what's my own philosophy of teaching. And my philosophy of teaching is very simple. Like, you're going to hear it and go, well, duh. But I feel like a lot of professors don't do these things, and then they wonder why their students, like, don't respond to them in the way that they want them to, or don't get feedback in the way they want. And so I just kind of wanted to put this out there, especially for new teachers, or even teaching in this weird COVID infested environment that we are in now. It has completely, if you teach at all, whether you teach in higher ed or if you teach in elementary, middle school, high school, whatever, wherever you teach, you know that it has been challenging to you and it's forced you out of your comfort zone. That's what I hear a lot of teachers saying, like, how am I supposed to do this the way that I've always done it? You know, one of my favorite movies is Dead Poets Society, and one of the quotes that Robin Williams uses, he says in the movie, he says, when you think you know something, you must look at it in a different way. And so I feel like, you know, if you've taught for a little while, I've only taught for, you know, professor-wise, I've only taught for 3 years, but even in counseling, I had to teach, was part of it. So I do have a teaching background, and, you know, I do it in a certain way. And COVID has totally, completely destroyed the way that I teach, because I've had to look at things differently, plan differently, do things differently. And so one of the things with my philosophy of teaching is, number one, I want to treat my students with respect. I think and that sounds like, well, duh, but I mean, it's true. I think you have to respect where they come from. You have to respect their culture. You have to respect their beliefs. You have to respect how they already feel about your class, even if they haven't started. Like, they may think it's stupid that they have to take your class, and that's okay, because hopefully, if you're a good teacher, by the end of it, they'll understand why they had to take your course. So you have to respect them, and I feel like a lot of professors like, oh, you need this course because of this, and this is why. Meet them where they are, first of all, and if you just leave it alone and don't preach at them, they can come to that conclusion themselves. You know what? They may still feel at the end of your class that it's stupid. But you know what? I think if you establish a good rapport with them, which is the respect thing, they'll see, like, okay, yeah, I don't like math, but I see why I still need to take this course. The second thing is to create a safe environment. Like, create a loving, nurturing environment. Hopefully, my students, when they come into my class, they feel like, okay, Professor Cranford treats me with respect. And then two, I feel like, this is what I hope my students can say, I feel like I can go in her class and not agree with a concept or not agree with something that she's teaching, and it's still going to be okay. And not only is it going to be okay with her, it's going to be okay with my classmates too, and we can talk about it. To me, that's learning. Like, putting multiple choice questions on a test and then having students pick A, B, or C, that's not learning. To me, you learn through talking about it and discussions and your passion. Like your passion, if they see that you're passionate about it, then they're going to be passionate about the subject too, and it's going to get them excited. And then they'll want to learn more and more and more, and it will stick. You know, doing multiple choice, it sticks for like 10 minutes so they can take the test, and then after that it's done, is what I found from my own experience from being a student and then the students that I've taught. And the other thing with teaching, my third thing with my philosophy is be willing to get out of your comfort zone. When I taught last semester, when we had to go into quarantine, and we pretty much had to put everything online, like that was totally, it was expected, but I didn't know that we would actually get there. And I was like, what am I going to do to keep my students engaged? Like, how am I going to keep them engaged? How am I going to keep them coming back to watch my videos so that they can do their lecture and take their notes and things like that? So I had a bright idea. Those of you that know me know I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Love Star Wars, and I love cosplay. Like, I will dress up in a minute. I love cosplay, loved it since I was a little kid. You know, it's frowned upon as you get older for some people, like, why are you dressed up like that? Like, it's Halloween, why are you dressed up? You're like 35 years old, you're not 5, so it's not socially acceptable a lot to dress up. But one of the things that I found was, I was like, I will dress up as a Star Wars character for each video. So each video, they didn't know who was coming to the table. One video, I dressed up as Darth Vader. One video, I dressed up as a Stormtrooper. One video, I dressed up as a Sith. So, and depending on the subject was who I actually dressed up like. And that kept them coming back, right? That kept them engaged. So you have to be, and was that comfortable for me? No, it took me like 30 minutes to shoot a video. Number one, because I couldn't see with the Darth Vader mask on, so I would have to memorize something that I wanted to say, and not look at my notes for a little bit. Stop the video, go back, look at my notes, start again. So it took a while, and it was definitely out of my comfort zone, because it would have been so much easier to just do what I'm doing now and do the lecture video and just post it and then be done. But that class is still talked about. Like, they still talk about it. Like, I can't believe you dressed up as Darth Vader just to teach us about, adolescent development. Yeah. And so, again, I think if you put yourself out of your comfort zone for your students, they're going to see the extra length that you went to, and they're going to respect it in return. And then you're going to create this environment with your students that, like, your students are going to want to take your classes. And, that's what you want, right? Like, I don't want my students avoiding me because they don't like my classes. But I think if they understand, like, okay, number one, she's passionate about it. Number two, she's going to go the extra mile to teach us. And number three, she's going to make it fun. They're going to want to come, And I think a lot of professors miss that. Like, we want to do what's easy. We want to do what's easy and just get it out there and be done with it. But you can't be lazy when you teach students. Like, we don't want our students to be lazy, so why are we being lazy in the classroom? Is my thing. We have to go above and beyond. If you show leadership, then they're going to follow suit. So that's my 2 cents for teaching. And, I hope that helps somebody, especially because there's a lot of new teachers. And like I said, COVID has just thrown a wrench in everything. But I think if you just keep with these simple, like, principles and try to follow those, like, your classes will be fine. They truly will. I truly believe that. I hope you guys have a great week. I will see you next time. And remember, there's nothing you can't do.